Two-Face ain't forgetting what the Bat did to him in the courthouse. He wants payback, and I want to be there to see it.
Why, hello there, Detective. Yes, it's me, your most feared nemesis, the Riddler. Congratulations are in order, for you have arrived early for this, the next generation of my riddles. I'm afraid the full particulars of my plan will have to remain unannounced for the time being, but I see no harm in rewarding the harmless little glimmer of initiative you have shown with a sneak peek, a preview, if you will, of the kind of conundrum I have in store. Well then, Detective, it begins. You are staring, with stupefied incomprehension, at a mechanism I have calibrated to respond to an extremely precise radar pulse. In a moment, I will give you the decrypted code, Dark Knight. Oh, but first, I think we should run through the ground rules for tonight's festivities. Rule the first. You will address me at all times as Riddler, the Riddler, or Mr. Nigma, sir. Otherwise, Detective, I expect your patented brand of churlish silence. Rule the second. All gauntlets, cowl-integrated microphones, and other communications devices, bat-themed or otherwise, are to be switched off prior to the start of the test. Should you be caught using any of these, you will be expelled from the course. Rule the third. The use of purpose-built riddle-solving equipment is strictly prohibited. I am familiar with the contents of your utility belt, Detective, and I will be evaluating any sudden additions over the course of this evening most suspiciously. Rule the fourth. In the event of fire or flood, I will be on hand to guide you to the nearest emergency exit. Assuming, that is, you are not too proud to follow my advice. In that eventuality, we will consider your stubbornly prideful suicide an admission of defeat. Rule the fifth. Do not ask for clues. Rule the sixth. Should I, in my exasperation, choose to provide you with a clue, hint, obliquely meaningful insult, or any other form of assistance, you will not ask for further elucidation, but instead thank me for my kind generosity, whilst adhering to the forms of address outlined in the very first rule. Rule the seventh. Bathroom breaks will be administered on a discretionary basis. Should we find ourselves at a pivotal moment in your arduous journey to self-realization and defeat, I expect you to hold it in. Rule the eighth. Any accidents resulting from my strict enforcement of the seventh rule are to be considered your fault entirely. Rule the ninth. You are required to recite back to me this full list of rules at any moment I request. Again, keeping in mind the naming conventions I outlined in the very first rule. Rule the 10th. I, the Riddler/Mr. Nigma, sir, reserve the right to add or announce further rules if and when they become necessary. Yes, I know what you're thinking, Detective. Mr. Nigma, sir, knows how to meticulously structure a good time. In any case, Detective, I'm getting rather tired of the way your stupidity forces me to outline the basics like this. So here's that code you've been waiting for. Let's see how long it takes for you to figure out how to use it.
Man, thought he'd never shut up. I just want to read this wall here. Cut the brakes. No, no, too easy. Oh no.
Well done, Dark Knight. Isn't life more satisfying when you do as you're told?
3 laps, 100 ways to die.
Welcome to my racetrack, Detective. You must complete 3 circuits of this gauntlet, finishing each before the time limit expires. Come now, Detective. Let's put that grotesque ego-mobile to the test. Be ready, Dark Knight. There's more to this test than just going vroom, vroom really fast.
It's confusing. Oh boy. Oh. Okay. So this is annoying.
Tick-tock, Detective. Tick-tock.
Whoa. Whoa.
Can that ramshackle
Oh,
motor
wow.
handle this?
I'm on the wall. I am on the wall. Sonic Adventure over here. Wow, I thought that was it. I cannot see.
Faster! Can those flickering, faltering synapses keep up with my automatically adjusting course?
I'm disabling the afterburner's failsafe. I need the extra
Whoa.
speed.
I'm shocked,
Oh,
Dark
no.
Knight. Is that really as fast as it goes? Where did you learn how to drive? Let's work that undeveloped brain of yours.
Oh.
Hurry up, Detective. You stand marginally more of a chance of succeeding if you actually begin. Oh, dear. That would have injured someone whose skull wasn't so thick. Oh, dear. That would have injured someone whose skull wasn't so thick.
I bet this stage would look really cool if when a speedrunner does it. But when I do it, it's kind of a mess.
You're close, Detective. Don't fumble now. Don't fumble.
Oh, I'm an idiot.
Dark Knight, don't waste my time. It's several times
Oh,
more
God.
precious than yours.
3 seconds.
Oh dear, you seem to have failed. Is the vehicle to blame or the driver? Probably both. By all means, fail as much as you like. Now pay attention, Detective. Go left.
God dang it.
Oh, Detective, what's that I hear?
On
Is
the
it
freaking
time's
ceiling.
winged chariot hurrying near? If you can't understand the intellectual virtues of completing this trial, Batman, I'm not going to explain them to you. Congratulations, Detective. You have defeated me. Seriously, Dark Knight, I'm stunned, humiliated, utterly bested. Time I gave up, I think. Why don't you head on your way?
Alright, I have to admit that part was pretty cool. It wasn't even that hard, it's just I kept messing up.
Did you really believe that a challenge designed by me, the Riddler, would be quite so easy? Oh, Dark Knight. You sweet, naive sentinel. Of course it wouldn't. Still, thanks to your unrelenting desire to showboat, I now have several hundred terabytes worth of performance data relating to that latest model of rocket-powered hearse you're driving. Naturally, I shall be using this data to calibrate further challenges and trials. I'll see you soon, Detective. There's a lot more to come.
How does he make all this stuff by himself?
I'm heading to the clock tower to see what Oracle's found on Scarecrow's toxin.
Let's hope it's good news, sir.
Anything in here? Oh, looky.
Hi, diddle, Detective. I see you've begun pitting that mediocre mind of yours against my riddles. I had plenty of time to conceive them, Batman. When you left me battered and demeaned in Arkham City. I am the Riddler, Batman. I don't suffer humiliation. I pay it back. So solve my riddles if you can. They'll be very important later.
Harley's in town? Kinda thought she'd just curl up and die without Joker. I don't know. I kinda feel sorry for her.
Sorry for Harley? Don't be. She's as bad as he was. Except she's not as funny when she's torturing you.
Is that why you quit?
You bet. Joker would do some nasty stuff with a cattle prod. But he knew how to make everyone laugh while he was doing it.
Speaking of Harley, since I pre-ordered, I have her DLC. Oh, that's one of the issues I have with this game. Too much DLC.
Alright, guys. It's party time! There won't be a goddamn...
Identity confirmed.
Do I come in the Batcave, start messing with all your stuff?
You've managed to reduce the compound to its core elements.
But there's nothing in there that we can trace.
What if we'd been looking at this the wrong way? Instead of searching for the toxin, what if we focus on the manufacturing process?
Why didn't I see this? The reaction emits a unique radiation spike.
Run a scan of the city for this energy signature. It'll show where Scarecrow is creating his fear toxin.
It'll take a few hours to bring the satellites into position.
We don't have enough time. I'll repurpose the antenna at the movie studios.
Bruce, I spoke to Dad. I hate lying to him. He'd kill me if he knew I was still in the city. He still blames himself for this.
We'll stop Scarecrow.
Oh, look at that. Nod to the cartoon. Ghost in Grey. I think that's what that is, right? That's pretty cool. So is X detective mode? Oh. Okay. So yeah, now I know how to use that.